Hey everybody, Mac and Damer here for OCR Kings, and we're coming at you with some new Spartan rules that came our way. We're surprised because both of them, I think, make the two obstacles they concern easier. It's like, well, okay. I mean, not really complaining, but I was a little surprised because they kind of, I think, dumbed it down a little
I thought
bit.
they were fine the way they were.
Right.
I wouldn't have changed them. I wouldn't have made them easier.
Right.
So we are looking at the Spartan official rules version 19.6. So just pulled it off of their website. So I guess it's the most up to date. I hope
Yeah,
so.
they have a disclaimer. It was
Yeah.
as of August 2019. This is what it's going to be going forward until further notice. So, two things they changed. One concerning Atlas Carry and the other concerning the Bucket Brigade, or the Bucket Carry. Again, both of them, I think, made it way simpler, especially, I think, with Atlas Carry. Now, Atlas Carry used to have to pick up a stone, walk it out 30 feet,
Yeah, to the flags on the other side.
drop it in a
Put it
giant
down.
bomb hole. We're watching some footage right
That's it.
here. And then do five burpees.
Pick it back up, and return it to the
return it.
start.
Now the burpees part, that was no big deal. That was like a break. But
Yeah.
the challenge of it was picking it up the two times, okay? Because you would always pick it up out of a bomb hole. It was never on flat ground. It was always in a big muddy thing. So you had to, exert some effort, get it up off the deck, bring it out, drop it, and then picking it up again the second time was like, okay, now this is actually a challenge. So no more dropping it at the other end with mandatory burpees.
Yep, you just go past the flags, about face, and return it to your starting point.
Yeah, I think that simplifies it a little bit too much.
Yeah, so what they're saying is pick up the stone from your designated male or female competitor area. Great. Carry the stone past the set of flags placed opposite the starting point. Great. Go to the flags, turn around, and return the stone to the ground at the starting point. Now, the only thing that could make that more challenging is the fact that you are carrying it the whole time and you don't get that break where you put it down and you do the 5 burpees. So I guess if you're really struggling at that point,
Right?
turning around and having to go back is tough, but I always thought the hardest part of it was just rolling it up and getting it into
Yeah.
that comfortable position. And once it's in position, and once you're kind of leaning, and once you have your momentum,
You're just going.
you're just going.
Right.
I don't see so we both are in agreement. It definitely is easier.
I also didn't realize that, here's their point C in additional notes. A competitor may put down the stone on the ground during an attempt. However, they may not roll it or allow it to roll. So if you're on a hill, you're kind of fucked, all right? But it's never going to roll because it's always in a muddy lane. It's not going anywhere.
If the stone is placed down or accidentally dropped, looks like if it inadvertently moves, you have to return it to that place and then pick it up.
So like in the NFL,
Really?
they're going to come out with like
With
the
the chains.
chains. First down.
Forward progress. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of ridiculous.
So-
But I guess if you're really, you could drop it 10 times.
Right.
If
I guess some
I didn't even realize that. I figured if you dropped it, you were kind of.
I thought you were in trouble.
failed.
You were not
You failed
allowed to
anyway.
drop it in the middle, but you can.
Yeah.
So the only thing you can't do is like bowling.
That's right.
So that's it with Atlas Carry. No more mandatory drop and 5 burpees
Yeah.
halfway through the obstacle. You just go out and bring it back.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing special to it. But looking at the video right now, I mean, I don't remember seeing really anybody
Dropping it in between.
dropping it in between
No.
or putting it down in between. So it was like I don't think that's going to change it. And
One bit.
We think it's going to make it
Yeah, easier.
It'll be over quicker. All right, so that's number 1, Atlas Carry. That's a big change. So the next one is Bucket Brigade, Bucket Carry.
They made this one easier too. And boy, you were ahead of the
That's
curve
right.
on this one.
That's right.
Leader of the pack. Ahead of your time. Now, I had, until maybe 2018, I had never heard of any ruling where you could not carry the bucket on your shoulder. I never did. I didn't feel it was comfortable that way.
I never did it, really. I never did it until like that point.
Right.
This picture right
Right.
here, which was the Greek Peak winter, and it was just freezing that day. And you can even see this picture. It was like I felt like my nose was getting frostbite.
Right.
So I have I've got my Spartan number thing up over my nose.
The only time those
And the
things are
dude-
ever useful.
And the dude right in front of me is like, he's all covered
He's
up.
got a full
So I
ski
was like,
mask
yeah,
on.
it was cold. I'm like, screw this. I was like, I put it on my shoulder.
I had heard other competitors or participants, whatever you want to call them,
I heard it all the time, saying
"Dude,
like,
you can't carry that on your shoulder." There was never, though, an official out there at the start and between or at the end that says you couldn't do that until 2018. I definitely heard it, like in the pickup area. Everybody's getting yelled at. "Oh, I don't want to see that on your shoulders." Well, now there's no restriction. You can carry the bucket any way that you want, on your shoulder, on your back, as long as you
Yep.
don't open the lid and dump out the rocks. They don't really give a crap.
yep, grab your appropriate gender bucket, carry the bucket along the marked course. The bucket must complete the entire marked course with the same amount of material inside. So there's where they're saying you can't open it up and dump out half the
I like
contents.
the lids because
like
you
the
would see
lids.
rocks in the olden
And
days.
they have little
It was
holes
all
and
on
you
the
can see
course.
air. Yeah, I like it better too.
So-
Not to mention you can flip the bucket over and it's
Oh, it doesn't
really
cut your
comfortable.
hands like it used to. Maybe not particularly like you got over here, like a smokestack coming out of your shoulder. I might, instead of having it tall, have it the short way, so I could put it on my shoulder, so the lid would be
Yeah, not if
here.
the lid doesn't like bust off.
Yeah,
like that.
I
That
might-
picture has an open top.
I might try that.
Yeah.
I might try that. I wonder if anybody else is thinking the same way.
Yeah.
But if so, if you can put it on your shoulder now and you can carry it, I think it's gonna be less taxing on your biceps. It's gonna less likely to smoke your arms.
Yep.
Okay, so you can put it down. You can sit on it. You can take breaks. The only thing is you can't cut through the course and you can't
Yep,
take the lid off and
take
dump
the
out
lid
the
off,
rocks.
and you can't pick up a gender opposite.
Right,
bucket.
no red buckets for you, man.
Obviously.
So.
Yep.
So again, I think that makes it easier. You got more options, but you're not restricted in the way that you can carry it, burning out your arms. It's going to make it easier for everybody. And I'm not quite sure why. Were they getting complaints, or they want to be more inclusive? Don't know.
I don't know. It says additional notes: no burpees for this obstacle. It must be completed.
Right.
Competitor returns a bucket with material missing. The competitor must redo the entire marked course with the correct filled bucket. So they do it again. If they get caught, competitor may place the bucket down on the ground to rest as needed. Obviously, we've all done that. The lid on each bucket is not permanently attached. So I guess
Gotta be careful
Carrying it
there.
on your shoulder.
Don't start shaking it like.
it could bust open on you. So I guess you've been forewarned.
Just be careful.
under
Yeah.
their additional notes.
It doesn't say anything about bringing your own handle. You get one of those buckets from Lowe's, and you just say, tactical advantage, maybe. Doesn't It's not in, what are we up to?
That's right.
19.6, maybe in 19.7 they'll talk about that. But until that time, look for these new rules in effect. Spartan race coming near you. If you've experienced these already, or you got some thoughts, maybe you're in agreement with us, it'll be easier, or maybe not, let us know. Hit us up in the comments below, all right? So, this has been Damer and Mac for OCR Kings, and remember, as always, train hard.
Have fun.